We celebrate the Mission Sunday, which was instituted by Pope Pius XI in 1926. We thank the many missionaries and individuals who sacrificed themselves to propagating the good news. And we encourage all to also speak and live out the good news of Christ wherever they go. To achieve this, the gospel reading presents us with the story of Bartimaeus, who does not miss an opportunity. He heard that Jesus was passing by, understood that it was the opportunity of his life, and acted swiftly. Though he was described as blind, it is important for us to note that blindness can be physical or spiritual. According to Cantalamessa, Bartimaeus is not blind. He is only sightless. He sees better than with his heart than many of those around him because he has faith and cherishes hope. More than that, it is this interior vision of faith which also helps him to recover his external vision of things. Your faith has made you well. Jesus says to him, there are many in our society today who suffer from many forms of blindness or the other. They lack the basic vision. Some simply don't know how to catch up on an opportunity when it presents itself. Some suffer from the moral blindness of ignorance and insensitivity. Some are just clueless. Some have inner visions that cannot be translated to external vision or reality. According to Elizabeth Kay, there are 3 things we can do that can help us to resolve this if we have them. The first is to create structure. Structure, in the sense, is a way of chunking down a huge morass of uncertainties that feels wrong to us, reworking it into the next step forward. It involves clarifying what is going on and what exactly we want to change about the situation. When Jesus comes in contact with you and says, what do you want? Do you have a clarity of that which you actually want in life? 2, we need to create a support system to help that which we have at the back of our mind. Support comes through conversation. One may ask, what do you need right now to do the new thing you have in your mind? And if a person isn't sure, the support system can also help the person to figure it out together. Having done this, there must be an accountability system, which is really a fancy way of asking, how will you know that you have succeeded? There are 2 tools you can use to achieve these 3 things. The first is active listening, like being fully present. It means listening with your mind, your heart, and your God, wholly present. The application of the mind to that which you are doing. And this is what we see in this blind man. He heard noise. He was paying attention. Then he will use the second tool, which is questioning. He will ask, what is going on? They say, Jesus of Nazareth is passing by. He begins to shout, Jesus, son of David. We must learn to listen. Then we ask questions. Because our people taught us that people who ask questions don't usually miss their way. But then at times, as men, sometimes we have this senior energy in us, or perhaps ego problem. Some of us find it difficult to ask, even when we do not understand. Imagine as a husband and a wife, you are going out together to a place you have never been before. There is an invitation. Have you ever experienced a time you said to your husband, darling, let us ask? He said, don't worry, we'll discover the road as we are going. He said, let us set the Google map. He said, there is no need. Is it not just in Lagos here? We'll discover it. Let's go. There's no need to waste data. As they are going, you see a pool of people. You are not sure. You still ask. You say, darling, look at these people gathered here. Let us ask them. They may know. He said, you like worrying yourself. We will discover it. He keeps driving. He gets to a bend. He takes the bend. Unknown to him, it's written in front of the bend, close. He enters the close. Then he gets to the end. He sees a block at the end. The woman says, "Oh, I told you, let us ask now." He says, "Because of this, you're talking. That's why we miss the road." Have you ever encountered things like that? That's the senior energy. But for you to get this aspect, you need to learn to listen and question. The minute you get all this methodology, then you have to be smart about what you want to get. Bartimaeus was not dulling himself, even in the face of others. He was smart. Smart as in S-M-A-R-T. There must be specific goals that are measurable. It must be agreed in your heart and must be realistic. That's the R. There are many people who create visions, they create goals that are not realistic in this life. You ask a person that has just finished secondary school, who has a lot of ideas in his head. You now say, "Young man, how are you?" He say, "Fine." "Hey, what stage are you?" "I just finished my secondary school. And I'm planning to go to university, but I say, let me just do small thing because I have ideas." You now ask him, "Okay, you have wonderful vision. What do you need to achieve it?" He say, "Excuse me, sir, I just need like 500 million so that I can achieve it." And you are lost. You can't say, "I'm not saying you should give me everything." No, like in Nigeria, they'll not say, "Any small thing you can give me is okay." Then you have just had 500 million. You are thinking, if I sell this person and all his property, is it even up to that money that he's requesting? Then you now say to yourself, then he's saying that I should not give him everything, I should give him small. How do you quantify small in 500 million? So what does it do? That alone discourages you from even thinking about even helping the person. You say, "Young man, go and think about what you want to do and get back to me." And that is it. It ends at just the level of ideology. Unrealistic ideas. Then there must be time bound. There are people who have wonderful ideas, but there is no time frame. You can't continue to conjure things in your head in all perpetuity. No. Proper planning prevents poor performance. The 5 P's. So the minute you have a goal, you must put time to read. By this time, I want to be here. Like I keep telling people, if there are companies that are doing very well, excelling, they give themselves, there is time frame. The minute they have a structure, they will say, "This is our 5 years plan, 2 years plan, 3 years plan." You seated here, do you have any plans at all? Where do you want to be in the next 5 years? Where do you want to be in the next 2 years? There must be a plan. Then you need to ask yourself, when you create a destiny, you say, "Is there a road to my destiny?" The minute you create the road, then you can assess yourself periodically. It must be ethical and recorded. Smart. But we say maybe we can even add smarter. Because smarter is better than smart. Specific, measurable, agreed, realistic, time-bound, ethical, and recorded. Given the fact that many Nigerians have wonderful ideas within them, maybe what we need to now begin to focus on is to get a coach. You need to get a coach to help you bring out and realize that which is already in you. I have not said you need to get a therapist. A therapist focuses on the past, while a coach focuses on the present and the future. He doesn't ask, "How did you get here?" The coach is, "Where are you now and where do you want to be?" When this person came to Jesus, Jesus is not asking, "How did you get here?" He asked the fundamental question, "Where do you want to be? What do you want?" The man said, "That I may see." Then what did Jesus do? Jesus will tell the man, "Your faith has helped you." And this is what coaches do. Coaches helps us to bring out that which is already in us. Because a coach is different from a consultant. Why the consultant moves from outside in, a coach will proceed from inside out. Consultants are hired to bring the answer to you. Why the coach believes that the person they are coaching is the only one that has the answer that works for them. His job is just to help them find the answer in them. Jesus does not use anything external in helping Bartimaeus. It is the faith of Bartimaeus that Jesus uses. If you remember during the time of the Israelites when they were running and they encountered the Red Sea, And Moses and the people turned to God. What did God say to Moses? God said, what do you have in your hand? He said, the rod. What did God say? Use it. So it means, therefore, that a coach is one that believes that the answer is in you. And that's why you will hear people say that the secret to your success lies in your hands. And you are the only person that can hinder your progress in this life. So you need to get that coach that can help you bring out those beautiful ideas and this beautiful potentiality in you and make it actuality. The coach is different from one who trains. He's not a trainer. A trainer is one that gives and provides the same platform for everybody. He gives the same answer, the same training to everybody at the same time. No, the coach personalizes. He works on an individual or a small group, developing that which is already in them. And this is what makes coaching different from mentoring. A lot of us have mentors. I am not saying get a mentor. I'm saying no, get a coach. A mentor, as distinct from a coach, is a senior person who impacts wisdom from their life to a more younger person. Mentoring is about telling rather than asking and listening closely. The coach, as distinct from a mentor, will ask you personalized question, then drawing out that person's own answer. He doesn't give you the answer, he draws the answer from you. And this is what makes even counseling different from a coach. Why a counselor is helping people to get better. The coach works with people who define themselves as healthy and want to get better at what they are doing already. So in essence, a coach, therefore, that you are looking for is one that is actively seeking for ways to increase the choice, provide greater decision-making authority and responsibility to you, and therefore developing capabilities that are in you and fostering self-confidence that is already in you by letting you lead. It means a coach calls you and then allows you to do it yourself. This is what you need, my dear friend. Get a coach. The minute you get a coach, you now begin to understand that, well, now that I have a coach, how do I apply it to this mission? And to this day we celebrate the Mission Sunday. Then I begin to apply it in all I do. The minute I begin to understand that everything is about me, I begin to learn that I do not impose myself on the object. Rather, I allow the object to impose the methodology on me. And this will work virtually in everything we do. For instance, you are coming to church. There are some people that have already formed in their mind what the priest must preach, such that if the priest does not preach like that, they say, today's mass is dull, or today's mass does not make sense. They'll say, the Catholic Church is the same thing they do every day. And I ask myself a simple question. The way I was taught in simple biology and about life is like everything in this life follows a particular circle. January must be followed by February and March, and it must get to December. Then it will start again. It must follow a circle. Women have circle. If your circle does not follow the way it's supposed to follow, is it not a problem? Everything must follow. There is energy circle. There is water circle. There is a photosynthesis, food chain. Everything follows a particular pattern. Why do we now come to church and we expect the church not to follow a particular pattern? No. Even every day of your life, you wake up, you sleep, you do the same routine every day. So we have to have this objective ideology. We don't pick and choose which one to condemn and which one to appraise. No. The same yardstick must be used. In looking at it, therefore, we must always have at the back of our mind that the divine chose to reveal itself through the physical. And for us to get to the divine, we must first get to the physical, transcend the physical in order to get to the divine. Unfortunately for many people, when they get to the physical, they stop at the physical because they are irritated by the fragility of the physical and they can no longer transcend to the divine. No. The grace of God does not work based on the efficacy of the recipient or the person carrying out the function. No. We are taught right from small that God can walk on crooked line. He can walk straight on crooked line. He can open a way where there seems to be no way. So that the fact that the mass is efficacious is not based on my holiness. No. I am only an instrument. It is God that is doing his work. That's why the psalmist says, if the Lord does not work, in vain the effort. He only works through us. How does this work practically? Imagine they said to all of us that we need to gather and cook rice. But only those who are clean will eat the rice. Then one day I went to play football. I am now dirty. All my clothes are stained. They now say everybody must come and cook the rice. I now join to cook the rice. I asked one fundamental question. Me joining to cook the rice and I'm dirty. Will the rice cook or not? Will the rice cook? Will the rice say because I'm dirty it will refuse to cook? No. The only difference is when the rice is done and is cooked, the only thing is like I cannot partake of it. I cannot benefit from it. Why? Because I do not fulfill the requirement to enable me benefit from it. Once I am dirty, I cannot eat the rice. But my dirtiness does not stop the rice from being cooked. And this is how it works in the sacrament. No matter how sinful I am, it doesn't distort the grace in the sacrament. The only thing is like, even if I celebrate the Mass, I do not benefit from the grace. Only those who are worthy will benefit from it. So the minute you stop because of my unworthiness, you lose the beauty of that which you have received. And you reduce yourself, and you reduce the grace of God to your own assessment. God works beyond the human person. We are fragile. Every priest is chosen from among men and consecrated so that he can offer sacrifice for himself and for everybody. The priest did not fall as an angel. He's not a saint. No. Like somebody will say, the difference between a saint and a sinner is every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. As far as you are human being, all of us, we possess this future. And this is what we celebrate on a day like this. That as we are struggling together. But oftentimes, the priest is always neglected. And the minute he falls in, he runs into one single problem. Everybody neglects him in life. It's not supposed to be like that. Always remember, evangelization is nothing but one beggar trying to show another beggar where he found bread. So each of us must learn to support each other. And this is what mission is all about. Every human being can fall. Always remember, when the priest falls, he falls from a great height. And that height will always attract people. Imagine somebody is walking on this place now and he falls. All of you just say, be careful, stand up. He'll continue his journey. If somebody falls from that tall building, all of us here will gather, we'll go and watch. But this person has fallen. This person fell. Nobody gathered from all around to come and watch him. Why are we gathering to watch the other person? Because of the height from which he's falling. The higher the height you are, and you fall from that height, the more it will attract a lot of people to you. And the more a priest grows, and the more an individual grows, a lot of faith are hinged to that person. And once that person falls, it affects a lot of faith. All of us must learn to support those who go high in their spirituality, knowing fully well that they are examples of faith that others look up to. I pray on a day like this, that no matter the blindness we have, no matter the obstacles we have, we must always keep our focus and our perspective and our gaze on Christ. Understanding that no matter how people block us, the minute we succeed, success is capable of wiping away all the pains we have experienced in life. And whatever it will take to endure to achieve that success, never lose it. I end with this analogy. As a student, we wrote one exam that was very difficult. And the news went around that everybody failed. So, as students, they normally publish the result on the board. So they will not tell us to go and check. For 1 week, nobody checked the result. They will not be asking, have you checked your own? You say, no, I'll go later. There's a way my body is doing me. You say, okay, what's your number? You say, have you checked your own? You say, no, I want to go and check. I just say, let us go together. Then when you are passing, you have an idea where your name is. You just look from far to check whether that area is red or there is blue in that area. All of a sudden, you summon the courage. You see the result and you pass. You are happy. You will not be going around doing everybody a favor by asking, what is your number? Let me go and help you check. No matter what you have experienced, you do what? You forget the pain. Same it is with mothers. The minute you are pregnant, those days have been privileged to be around the hospitals. You see, when the doctor is shouting, push, push, all the pains in this life will be as if it is you it has targeted. Then the pains will fall heavily on you. At that point, the last thing in your mind, you just say to yourself, I am done with giving birth. Sometimes you just hear the Papa, B, you are the one that puts me like this, and you are not here. They will just be saying different things. The minute the woman gives birth, at times when I'm there and the doctor gives the mother the baby, you see how she will just force a smile on her face. She will not touch the child and say, wow, it looks like the father. See, nose like my nose. See, eyes like my eyes. She has forgotten all the pain so soon. 3 months, 6 months later, the husband will say, Father, tell my wife to allow this child to grow first. The joy of success wipes away the pain we experience in this life. As Christians, therefore, we can't afford to fail on our mission. If all of us are missionaries sent by God, we cannot but succeed. It is this success that will wipe away all we are doing. And remember, the success of Jesus, the victory of Christ, is the Christian people. You are the victory of Christ already. Live like a winner that you are. And I pray that as you go, may God continue to order our steps in His path. May people not be obstacle to His glory radiating in us, so that in all we do, may the work of our hands never bring shame upon us, through Christ our Lord. Let us rise, my dear friends, and let us profess our faith. I believe in one God,